Hello there, welcome to Yearly Reviews, the show where I review all the games that I've played through the year of 2020. Now, 2020, glad you asked, it's a pandemic, we've got nothing to do, and I was bored. So, without further ado, let's get on to today's review. You know what I'm sick of in horror games? Constant jump scares. It just seems like a cheap way to get a scare out of the audience, and plus, they terrify me. Now, there are some good games that have jump scares that can still be good, like, for example, Outlast, Until Dawn, or the Amnesia series. But you can still make a good, hell, even great horror game if you don't include jump scares regularly or at all. An example of such a game is what we'll be reviewing today, Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear takes control over the deranged Victorian painter as he visits his house to complete his supposed masterpiece one layer at a time. However, his past comes back to haunt him in the form of nightmarish hallucinations as he tries to gather the pieces needed for his art. The game also has a backstory relating to the main character's wife and how far into insanity the player goes through with her. Also, the story may have been expanded in the Inheritance DLC, but I only played it for about half an hour, so I don't really know. The mechanics of Layers of Fear is simple. Like, really simple. The only thing you can interact with in the game are constant doors that get in your way and hide the hallucinations that you'll witness. Speaking of those said hallucinations, they are the best aspect of the game as they try to scare the player without resorting to cheap jump scares, which I can respect them for. Oh, and also, I want to bring up something I found neat relating to the hallucinations. Sometimes we go in the research and place, this noise will occur. Do what you want with this information. Yeah, and before you ask, no, that's not coming from the game, it's from the actual controller. However, the game does have flaws, but then again, so does any other game. The constant opening and closing doors can get tenuous and repetitive, which is quite annoying as it just seems you'll do the same thing over and over just to get to the next hallucination. I also found that when the game has voice acting in it, it's either on the borders of cringeworthy or hilarious.
Those bread ones, it needed to be as sharp as a razor. So I used a razor, in fact, and then carefully flayed the skin. Booze helped keep my hand steady.
It's still better than the original Resident Evil, though.
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
As you can infer from early points that I've said during the video, to keep it short, Layers of Fear is a horror game that does not rely on jump scares to frighten the player and still works just as fine. If you can get past the sometimes repetitive gameplay and the voice acting, then get ready to play Layers of Fear. I have the sequel on my radar, so maybe if I get to playing it this year, then we will check it out if we have time. Can't say for now, but maybe in the future.